Cabanga ngiyangena nje sewu-18 19 seconds abakangeni vele abantu bami. Ngiyaphila unjani? Awu kahle mo. Isikhwama sethu. Nami uyazi singasho kanjalo kusine. Ngimhambisela. Ngathi mina nasi isikhwama ngathi ethi ngibona ukuthi angishiya nga. 1000. Hawu.
Awusho le ngubo usukuyibhekeleni ungayigqoki.
Ngicabanga imost yazawuzazi.
Hayi mfethu mina ngiyathi kwanje lo ngithenje gaqa.
Ingubo entsha, into entsha. Welona ngisuke ngizozigqoka phi?
Hayi bo noma uhamba.
Mengiyaphi? Ngihlezi ngila endlini nje. Mengiyalapha. Washo kanjalo naye wathi ungiswenkele nje ngathi inhliziyo special ngani?
Kunganakele indawo nje uvula ushintshe nje.
Hayi.
Nilale kahle kodwa?
Hayi osilale kahle imvula kodwa ungabuza mina leyo nto ngabe mina engibuza wena.
Siyamuka.
Hawu. Kodwa beyinini manje intatha?
Ekseni.
Kwenza
ekseni. Ibe right ekseni because uyakwazi ukubona nalapha uthi nalapha. Iyenzile phela le nto yayenzayo ungena kodwa nothi kakhulu phela phezulu kuphela ayibheke guys
hayi fanele ubone ukuthi wenze njani mfana wakugonda kahle lo muntu
inyanyise nangephunga sikuyanuka manje kumanzi
phansi angithi kodwa ufaka amabhakede bobeka izindisha amabhakede
ibhakede
kodwa futhi akusalokhunje kakhulu
lapha lakubole khona uthayila kuphela
ngoba yayeka le yavu akafiki umuntu wakho yes ngimbona ubhuti wakho vele kancane ngabona ukuthi yena
ifikile ngamkonilukela nje konke ngamtshela ngathi
angisazi and uyamazi
wathi abuke manje sedlalile etsheni eyifayo
phela
le etsheni eyifayo sebiza ngomsungama hayibo
lalela unelungelo lokuthi ungasamfuna umyeni mfethu
wake wamba uthena ke manje ngicela ulandele imizwa yakho nenhliziyo yakho wathi uma ungasamfuna
awusamfuni
ungaloku umfihlela ngazabona la ngazakwenza ukuthi umbulela ngaze nezandla mina ngifoqoze finish ngazakwenza ukuthi impilo yakho ngaphela impilo kusaba ngabana
kusaba yena
from 2007 ngalento ayithi ukwazi kwashona uma isebenza kahle ayikaze izenza ukuthuthile so nje empilweni yakho ungavinja kulo yakho angavinjwa
omunye umuntu
unikile lo muntu ithuba lakho njalo
mnyama ngakho almost 20 years
yes so nje kuphuma ke nayo mongasamfunda ngiyamtshela sekuphele kona
hayi inkosi yami awusakwazi nokupretend
ngamtshela ngathi ngahamba ngomsombuluko ngaze ngazozibuyela ngosithathu ufika la endlini kuyangithungela lokho ngamtshela ngathi ke ngisazohamba futhi ngenzela ukuthi makwenza mhlawumbe uzokuthiwa ngilimele ngilezo yena ngimungenza wathi wemawo alogijima ibhano uyifike lapho mina ngizomtshela ngofike ngimoshe kagabi mina aphinde ndaza sondele eduze kwakho masamtshela nje ukuthi awusamfuna ungamsaba ngaloku pretend ngathi right ngoba uzozabona ngathi ni right straight talk ungamfihleli mtshela asamdingi
ngona ngibona ubhuti wakho bese ngikhohliwe
hayi angisamfuni
bese ngikhohle ukuthi kambe nobhuti wakho ngasiyo ngasifeki
hayi angisamfuni wagaya angisamfuni alahambe futhi intambo zami zagesi ngiyabuzwa
zithatha yini izintambo
ngamazi yena lokho ngiyambuza uyayiphika ngathi ngazazi
unamanga
it's okay kulungile uma ungazazi ngila kanjalo kulungile inkinga kodwa la endlini yami ngezwe ngayiphepha yabo nje mfuna umhlala yabo kusasa mefika noma nini efika ngizohlala phansi naye ngimtshela impethu ngizamile ngiyahlala phele bona makuthi khala manje suka njengamanje wendlela ufika ukhala uzinelise kodwa mina inhliziyo yakho ngicela ungikhiphe ungikeshe nje ezifika ngathi angaze ngaba ngiyacela ngiyaza kuzoba lula uzuyabhala namhlanje ukuthi ngaze wangifakani siyami yeke uthanda umuntu esifazane usho ungasafuni angisafuni nami ngoba sengikhombisela ukuthi awusangifuni
ngempela mhlawumbe
hayi angisathandi kodwa ngazi ukuthi wangenzana ngazi ukuthi wangifakani
uyalunga
ngikhiphe-ke ngcono
ngikhiphe ini
bese ngiyahamba ngiyibone ukuthi ngizoshona ngakephi engcono futhi nginamla ngisho ukufa ngithele siyathula
ungasafuni ukukhuluma kanjani
angisamfuni sengizoye ngiphile impilo yami nje enormal yangale ukuthi ngoba nakuhlamba ngisamfuni ngoba nakusemlalo umuntu okhona angimfunanga namhlanje ngimfuna ngezolo ngimfuna kade angisamfuni sengiya-right luphelile
maduve babhayi naba abantu bami babhayi zokubona mase ngiqeda la Hi, Lorraine. Hi, Lorraine. Mira, how are you doing, Mira? Nhlanhla. Hayibo, sorry. Nhlala. Hayibo. Nhlala. Hi, Nhlala. How are you guys doing? How are you guys doing? I can't see myself. Can you see me? Let me remove this thing. Let me move it. Pella, I cannot. You have to see my face, Angit. You have to see my face. Oh, guys, please do subscribe. Please help a sister out. Please do subscribe. Yeah, you have to see me, Mos. Angit, you have to see this beautiful face. I'm joking. Yes, you have to see me. Wangst. How are you? How are you guys doing today? Thank you for the new from the new subscribers. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. I truly appreciate you. I'm also good, thank you. I'm also good, thank you. Thank you for subscribing. Let me wait for others to join. I am from South Africa. Where are you from? I'm from South Africa. Where are you from? Welcome to my live stream, guys. Thank you for joining. I'm from Mozambique. Okay, my hairdresser is from Mozambique. You see how I look? She went home. I called her this morning asking if I can come and do my hair. She said, no, I'm at home. I'm only going to be coming back in January. And I'm not comfortable with anyone touching my hair except for her. She's very good at what she does. So I'm going to stay like this, until she comes back. I'm going to look, I don't look bad until she comes back. Yeah. Hi, boo. Wait. Hi, Camden. Hey, long time, man. Long time. How are you? How have you been? Hey, thank you, ne? Thank you. I don't look bad at all. I don't look bad at all. Hi, Yapil. Yapil Anam. Sorry guys, I'm from South Africa. Hi John, thank you. Wow. Thank you guys. Sometimes I know you can exaggerate, but thank you. Thank you. I'm a South African from South Africa. I live in South Africa. No, I'm not an American. I wish I was. Isn't that a song by Shaggy or something? Dwayne, isn't that a song? I'm well. Marcus. I'm well, thanks, and how are you? 360, okay, no problem. I don't know if you can see. Uh, oh yes. It's a song though. It's just that I wasn't sure about the artist. Thank you, Wen. I'm sorry I cannot pronounce your name. Marcus, how are you doing, man? I haven't seen you in, what, 8 hours? 12 hours, I don't know. How have you been? Thank you, John. Here comes this question again. I am 1, 2, 3, 4 decades old. I'm 40 years old. Hey, Dark Gold, how are you? It's tomorrow this time. Tomorrow. How? Why are you up so early? Because I know in your country it's around 6, 7, 8. Why are you up so early? Why are you up so early? And why you didn't have enough sleep? Guys, remember, I think it was last week Saturday or Friday, I mentioned that I was gonna share. Guys, please like this video, my subscription. Yes, I am in South Africa. I am from South Africa. Did you get a notification? That's so nice of you. Did you get a notification, Marcus, to say I was live? Oh, Dwayne, okay. Are you originally from Canada? Were you born in Canada or in Qatar? Oh, when? Wow. Is Qatar a country? Yes, Qatar is a country. Am I right? Is Qatar a country or a city? You're doing laundry. Okay. You don't have anyone to assist you with your laundry. Oh, I see. Remember, guys, I said I was gonna share a story of my upbringing. I said this on my live sometime last week. I think it was last week Friday or last week Saturday. Is it hot? Where? Canada is hot. Isn't it winter now in Canada? Oh, Qatar. So sorry, man. You are in Qatar. What season is it in Qatar? No, man. Please. I enjoy having your company here, guys. We can talk about anything. You can talk about anything. You can ask me anything. We can talk about anything. Oh, it's winter, but it's hot. See, here, it's summer. But there's a little difference between winter and summer in South Africa, especially where I reside, in Durban. Our temperatures are moderated. Even in summer, even in winter, it feels like summer. I remember that in 2010, when there was a World Cup was here, I met some guys from Europe at the beach. They say that they were wearing shorts and like vests. It was cold. For us, it was cold. And then, Oh, oh yes, Dwayne. I thought you were the one who said you were doing laundry. I'm sorry. How do you survive such high heat? 90 degrees. How do you survive that? So this guy says, and then I'm asking them, Aibo. Or they say, so in South Africa, you call this winter? I said, yes, I was wearing a big jacket. They said, oh, guys, come on. This is not winter. I think it was around 19-20 degrees. And for us, that's cold. I see. I see. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Wen. Thank you so much. Um, guys, how was your Christmas? What are your plans for the New Year's Eve? What are you doing? On the New Year's Eve, what are you going to be doing? Yes, I do have kids. What other countries have you been to? I've never left South Africa. Never in my life. I don't have any plans. After this live stream, I'm going back to bed. I thought I was going to go to town to do my hair. My hairdresser says she's at home in her home country in Mozambique. So I don't have anything to do today. Yes, I do have 3 children, a 20-year-old, a 16-year-old, and an 11-year-old. Are you going to be on the New Year's Eve? Are you going to be in church on the New Year's Eve? Guys, remember I said I was going to share a story of my upbringing last week. Do you want me to share? Do you still want me to share? Are you interested? Hi, Cupcake. Hey, Cupcake. I'm a mixture of Xhosa and Zulu. No, you never invited me to Canada. Nobody. I was never invited to Canada. Guys, are you interested in my upbringing story? On Christmas, I got new shoes and a book. I received nothing on Christmas. Cupcake, ngexesha. Again. Cupcake, why ngexesha sis? Always interested. I know, Marcus. I know. Other times, the patterns are harder to interpret. Players call these less favorable phases. I'll give you a brief breakdown, but remember, we also have a full course where all the details are explained thoroughly for serious learners. One of the most important skills is reading the graphs carefully. Please do subscribe. Please. No. This is my son. This is my son. Newton, I'm well, thanks. How are you? Okay. I'm gonna share just now. I'm also good, thank you. Who's Wuhan? Oh, you know, I was forced to do this hairstyle because, as I stated, my hairdresser is at home. She went to her home country. My son is 16 years old. But thank you. Of course, yes, I do remember you, Jerusha. I do remember you. It's not really new. It's just that the previous days I had it tied at the back. So now I just combed it and yeah, did this hairstyle. I don't know what's it called in English, but we call it amakota. Louis, hi, how are you? How are you, Louis? Okay, let me Marcus, can you see the question Jerusha is asking me? My name is Noniko. Every time when I go live, someone is gonna either ask me if I'm from Kenya, Tanzania, or Zambia. No, Tanzania. No, I'm not from those countries. I'm from South Africa. Please subscribe. Hi. Please subscribe. I'm from South Africa, guys. I'm from South Africa. I'm going to share my story just now. Just a second. I'm well, thanks, Newton. How are you? How are you doing today? Jerusha, where are you also from South Africa? It's not the first time you're on my live stream. I remember you. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. My name is Noniko. Yes. Will you remember me? Yes, I will remember you. I remember each and every person who interacts with me on my live streams. I'm also fine. Thank you, Louis. Hello, my name is Hassan. Can you make friends? Of course. Hi, Hassan. The fact that you are here, it means that you're already my friend. Of course. What do you do for a living? If you do, no, of course, I don't mind you asking. I work at a help desk for an ISP company, internet service provider. Are you no, darling? I'm in Durban, South Africa. I'm in Durban, Mlaz. Newton, thank you. I'm great, thanks. Hi, Newton. Do you have plans for traveling? No, I have plans to go to my bed. I don't really like traveling. speak Afrikaans. No, I cannot speak Afrikaans. Hi, and Adrian. Hi. No, I'm sorry, I cannot speak Afrikaans. Hi, Hassan. No, I cannot speak Afrikaans. I'm sorry. Yes, I do have a great memory. No, I'm not a Nigerian, or I'm not in Nigeria. I'm not from Nigeria. Ish. I'm a South African, but yes, I'm an African. So I'm not surprised when people ask me if I'm from other countries. So here's my story. Yeah, but the question is, do you understand English? Do you understand English? Before I start my story, guys, here is my story, ne? My mother was married. Zanzi. Always. Oh, yes, I can speak a local language. Let me speak in Zulu, my vernacular. Njengamanje guys, only for a few seconds. Njengamanje guys, ngizonixoxela ngestory okanye ngodaba lokuthi ngakhula kanjani. Angithemba ukuthi nizolijabulela. That was my vernacular. I was saying I'm going to narrate to you a story about my upbringing. I hope you're going to enjoy it. So guys, my mother was married. Yeah, ne? It's so nice to hear someone speaks a foreign language. I like listening to people speaking foreign languages. Listen, this is how my story goes. I was born in 1985. Anita Zulu, yes. Anita Zulu? Ha, where? Okay, I'm gonna attend to all your Molo Sakums. Upile Putwam. Guys, let me narrate this story, ne? My mother was married. Ne? I was born in 1985. Okay, a disclaimer. Listen, whatever I'm gonna share with you today, it doesn't mean that I hate my mother or what. I don't hate her, but at the same time, I cannot say I love her, but I don't hate her. I'm just numb. I don't have any feelings towards her or for her. I don't. Okay, thank you. Peace. So, okay, guys, this is what happened. Ne? My mother was married. I can't remember which year. Of course, I wasn't there when she got married. Where do I start? My mother had 6 children. Ne? My mother had 6 children. RIP to whom now? Who died? You guys, yo. So my mother got married, I don't know when, but I think she got married in the early 70s because her firstborn child, RIP to me, I'm not dead. Why would you wish me, or RIP means something else? I don't know, but in my country, or generally, RIP means rest in peace. Guys, please help me. What do you mean by RIP? Because I'm still alive. I'm still going to live for another 104 years. Okay. So, my mother got married, I don't know when. And in 1977, she gave birth to her eldest child. That is my brother, my late brother. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I know you're joking. She gave birth to my late brother, her firstborn, right? And in 1981, when she was pregnant with her secondborn, whatever you call it. When she was pregnant with her in 1981, her husband was involved in a car accident. No, my mother is still alive. She's breathing. She's still alive. She gave birth to my brother, who was born in 1981. Oh, sorry, when she was pregnant, her first husband, was involved in a car accident and he passed on. Okay, and then from there, he met her second husband, which would be the last husband. I'm not going to fifth and seventh husband. She met her second husband while she was pregnant, I think, with her second born child. She met her husband, the second husband, and then they got married sometime, I don't know when. Now after she gave birth to the second born, she took the second born. Obviously, already the firstborn was staying with the grandparents at the homelands. My mother went to town to look for a job. And then when she got to town, she met her second husband. Okay. After giving birth, she took the second baby. She took the baby back to her mother-in-law, right? Now, she's now with this new husband. That would be around 1982, I think. That's when she conceived and gave birth to my brother, my late brother. Now that's the third born child. She gave birth to my my late brother in 1983, February of 1983, right? After that, in 1985, she gave birth to me. In 1987, she gave birth to my younger sister. And then her youngest child was born in 1988. That's my youngest brother. So it's 4 boys and 2 girls. So she raised me and my other sibling. The first 2 siblings she never raised. They were staying with her mother-in-law. And then she raised from my brother, who was born in 1983. The last 4 children she raised. Let me just put it like that. Okay. So apparently, when she gave birth to me, I would say she gave me away. I was not adopted. Hi, Jay. Hi, and welcome to my live stream, Jay. Yes, I can see you, Jay. Okay, she gave birth to me. Apparently, I was told that she gave me away. Okay, she gave me away, and then I was raised by her aunt, a family member. I don't know how she was raised. Oh, I heard that aunt that raised me was her mother-in-law's sister. Not the new mother-in-law, the first mother-in-law. Oh, I don't know, guys. This is very confusing. But yeah, it is what it is. So she gave me to that woman. She raised me very well until I was 5 years old. And then when I was 5 years old, I don't really remember exactly what happened, but I know the story is that some people, she was attacked by gunmen because apparently she was practicing, they suspected that she was practicing witchcraft. She was shot and unalived. From what I was told is that there was me and my other brother, the second born child, the one she gave birth in 1986. It was me and my other brother that were staying with this lady. And there was my other family members whom I don't know or whom I don't remember. When she got killed, it wasn't only her. I heard that 4 people were on that night during that whatever attack. Okay, so now my mother was forced to take me back to live with her. I understand, but I'm okay, guys. I'm okay. So I was forced now to go back and live with my mother because I had no one to stay with because they've murdered this lady. From my memories, my faint memories, I had good time in that house because that lady treated me very well. I was the youngest child, so she treated me very well. I sometimes wish that she didn't die. She would have raised me very well. She didn't have money because she was living not in the city like my mother. She didn't have a lot of money, but I know I was happy. She was treating me very well. May her soul continue resting in peace. Okay, so now I'm back now with my mother and her husband. Now it's me. I mean, it's my mother and her husband, and the 3 kids. That's my siblings. So now we are a family of 6. So From the time I arrived, my mother never treated me well. She never. In fact, instead, this her husband, he was the one who was treating me well. My mother never treated me well. She was not smoking. She was not drinking. She was a church goer. She still goes to church to this day. But her heart towards me, I don't know. She just didn't like me. I became used to it at a very young age. So we grew up. Hi. Sure. Sorry about that, guys. So when we grew up, my younger sister was her favorite child. She was her favorite child. I remember this one time, her neighbor, she came, it was a lady. They were talking, you know when adults are talking and when you eavesdrop as a child. She was talking, she was saying, before that, people, like when we go to school, we're still at primary school. When we go to school, people say, like, can you see I'm slim? My siblings they're all plus size. They're fit. Yeah, all of them. I'm the smallest. And then people ask me, do you share the same father, the same mother? They always ask that. Even kids at school, they always ask that. Even the teachers, they always ask, do you share the same father and same mother? So I became like, I was curious. Why people are always asking me this question? Why are people always asking me this question? So now I would always eavesdrop when elders are talking. I would pretend as if I'm watching television and listen to what they are saying. So this other time, this lady came. She was my mother's friend. We were eating. Those who know, in Africa, I think most African countries, I don't know if they still practice that, like at the current moment, these years, I don't know. But in South Africa, when we were growing up, in most black households, they will, like when they dish for kids, they will dish in one big, like this big bowl, and then we'll all eat together, right? So it was that kind of, hi Muthu, how are you? It was that kind of a situation. So my mother had dished up for us, the 4 children. She never really cared about the other children, the first 2 children that she had at home. She never visited them. She never sent them money. I guess I was like one of them. If she could, she could send me and stay with them because she never really cared about them. And this lady says, hi. She calls my mother's name. She says, your kids are very beautiful. Your kids are very beautiful and healthy. That's what the lady said. And my mother says, yeah, they are all beautiful except for that one. And she pointed at me. And that stayed with me for a very long time. It stayed with me for a very long time. She said, my kids are healthy except for that one. So, Mina, I'm the one who's not healthy. Okay. So I think, I think I even remember the year because in that address, we only stayed for 1 year. I think the year was in 1993 because we were staying at that address next to that lady only in 1993. So I was 8 years old when that happened, but I haven't forgotten it, and I will never forget those words. Okay, so my mother, okay, yeah, we so when we went to school, she would ask me to carry my sister. My sister was chubby. I mean, I've always been skinny. My sister was chubby, my younger sister, but she would always ask me to carry her to school, from home to school, and from school back home. We used to travel for maybe an hour and a half going to school and another hour and a half coming back from school. That's how things were. So I'd have to carry my sister there and carry her back. So the elder, like girls who were, because I was 8, 9 years old back then. So the older girls who were about 12, 13, 14, 15 would always, like, they felt, I don't know, there's something that they felt for me. They would always assist me. They would always, like, one day it will be this girl carrying the girl. Like, when we go to school, someone would carry her. When we come back from school, someone would carry her. We are only 1 year apart. She was born 1987, I was born 1985. Okay. So I remember when I was 9 years old, they had a fight. My parents had a fight. We were outside. And then my father called me in. And she said, welcome back when? She said, I can't speak my native language because I have people from the US here. I have people from Europe. They don't understand my English. I understand. I'm sorry, they don't understand my language. So I can't speak in my language because I have people from all over the country, from all over the world, whom don't speak Zulu. I'm sorry. I wish I could. So when, where was I? Oh, my parents were having a fight. Oh, an altercation, right? So my father called me, and then the black plastic bin. He had put my clothes in there, and he threw my clothes on the outside the gate and said, go home, go to your father. That's what he said. Go home, go to your father. I was confused. I was like, go to my father? But you are my father. I don't want you in my house. I don't want you in my house. It was very cold. It was in July. It was very cold. I stayed outside. I understand. Okay. I stayed outside, and then I think everybody had gone to bed. I was sitting outside feeling very cold, and my mother came to fetch me. She said I shouldn't use the front door. I should use the back door to go inside. Then I went directly to bed without food. I don't think it was her intention to take me to bed without food, but she had no option because her husband had kicked me out. Okay. I went to bed. More questions now. I was even more confused. Okay, so if this is not my father, then who is my father then? Okay. Life continued, yeah. And until when I was 12, 13 years old, they had a fight, like a huge one, and they ended up separating. So, like, I remember they had 4 kids. My mother only took me with her and left the other 3 kids with my father. So we didn't actually leave the place. We're in the same area, just a few blocks away. Okay, I stayed with my mother there for about 3 or 4 months, and so the others later joined us. Okay, we stayed there, and they would go and visit my father, but I wouldn't. It was a few minutes walk from my mother's place to my father's place. It was a few minutes walk, but I didn't feel like it. I didn't feel like it. Okay, so until one day when I was 16 years old, I had just turned 16. My mother called me and her friend. They were sitting in the dining room. They asked me to sit down, and they started narrating this very confusing story. Now they're telling me, hi Ketani, thank you baby, I love you too. Now my parents my mother and her friend were saying, hey, you are a girl, you'll be a mother one day. So whatever that we're going to share with you today, please do not hate your mother after this conversation. I was like, okay. And then they said, okay, to be honest, that is not your real father. I won't lie, I was a bit relieved. Oh, that's not my father. Then who is my father? And then they told me it was someone I already knew. It was someone that I knew. He wasn't from my area, but I know that he worked with my parents. My parents worked for the same company. I know that he worked with my parents. Oh, it's someone that I know. It's just that he was married. This guy was married. And okay, I wasn't angry or mad at my mother. I was just happy that finally she told me the truth. Okay, so I think we waited for the schools to close, and this man's wife came to fetch me, say I have to go and meet the family. I already knew the family. I don't know what is it that I was gonna meet, because I already knew them, the kids. I went to school with their kids. We went to the same school with their kids. Okay, I went there. They said I shouldn't tell my siblings, my other siblings. Then I'm from South Africa, Ketani. I didn't tell my siblings. Then I went there for holidays, June holidays. That was in 2001. I visited them and I was welcome, Shem. It was very nice. And then I came back home. I'm not going to give all the details because some are forgotten, but I'll remember them. Okay, so I grew up. I was smart at school. I'm not blowing my horn, but I was smart. Not very smart, but I was smart. Okay. Now we were teenagers. We're now teenagers. So my younger sister, as teenagers, we are supposed to split house chores for like if she's doing the dishes, I'll be doing the laundry, something like that. But no, I'll do everything. When we come back from school, she would just be hanging there at the gate with her friends. Then I'll be cleaning, I'll be doing the laundry, I'll be doing everything, I'll be cooking. When my mother comes back, if she comes back from work and finds that like we haven't cooked or some of the chores hasn't been done, she would deal with me properly. Belt. Do you know a shambok? She would even use a shambok. I didn't understand why, because we are almost the same age. Around that time, I was 16, 17. When I was 15, she was 13. When I was 15, she was 14. We are around the same age, but the way she treated me, okay. But I was glad that now I know my family. I know, yeah, okay, fine. So I graduated from high school. And when I graduated from high school, I was supposed to start college. And I was thinking, hey, I wonder how they're going to survive, because I would do the laundry for everyone at home. I wonder how my younger brother was going to survive. He was also old, a little bit old by then. Okay, and then I left for college the following year. That was in 2004. Hey, when I got to college, first year, I fell pregnant. I lost my virginity at the age of 19 and fell pregnant. That wasn't a wise decision for me. That was in September. When I went back home, my mother didn't see. And then January, I went back to school. She still didn't see. She only saw my pregnancy when I came back in March. Things were very bad. I'm not proud of it. What I did was wrong. Whatever my mother did to me when I was pregnant, I don't blame her, because I was wrong. I will never blame her for that, because I was wrong. Okay, when I gave birth the following year in May. You know what she did? You know that the father will always run away when there's a baby. Yeah, my baby father ran away. And now I still had to go back to school. I couldn't breastfeed. I did breastfeed for the first 3 months. And then when it was time for me to go back to college, you know what my mother said? No, I don't want to sit. Thank you. You know what my mother said? She said, no, you are taking your baby back with you. Where? Where am I going to take the baby to? She said, I don't know and I don't care. And yes, I do not blame her for that. I was wrong. I know. When it was time for me to go back to school, she packed my baby stuff, because I had only packed my stuff. She packed my baby stuff and said, no, you are not leaving your baby. You know I'm working. Why am I supposed to take care of your baby when I'm working? When you went there and made this baby, you knew very well what plans you had. So talk to your man and see what's going to happen. But I'm not keeping no baby. I still don't blame her for that. Okay. I took my baby. Oh, sorry. Immediately after giving birth, yes. So one of her friends came and told me that, your mother wants to give up your baby for adoption. Hoibo, I said, but this is my baby and I'm 20 years old. I'm the one who needs to decide on that, not her. She said, yes, she's going to meet with the social workers. She's arranging for them to come and collect your baby. I spoke to my brother, my late brother, the older one. He said, no, you're not going anywhere. The baby is not going anywhere. I'm going to pay for the nanny. You can go back to school. I went, okay, she agreed. And no, she didn't agree. She said, no, I don't have any money for extra plate. So she's not going to keep it. The nanny is not going to stay here. So my brother had to pay rent for my nanny and supported my child. Shame. Bang. I went back to college. When I came back, okay, it's fine. Everything was fine. Now, her favorite child fell pregnant the following year. 2005, because she gave birth in 2006. You know what happened when a favorite daughter fell pregnant? She hired a nanny. That's where I saw that that woman really didn't love me. I know the ill treatment that she gave me when I was growing up, but she showed me right there that she didn't care. When my sister gave birth, she had just finished matric. When she fell pregnant, she had just finished matric. She was supposed to go to college the following year. And she said, no, you have to go to college. You can't stay at home because you have a baby. She hired someone from the rural areas. She hired someone to look after the baby. Yo, I was so hurt. I was asking myself, how can she do this? Because with me, my baby's name is Unam, the first one. His name is Unam. God is with us. It's a Xhosa name. She hired a nanny for my sister, ne? Yo, I was so heartbroken. She hired a nanny and she would support the baby. My baby was supported by my brother. She would buy the nappies, the formula, clothes. Guys, I forgot to mention, when I started my periods, I was 17. I started very late. When I started my periods, I was 17. Okay, I told my mother again, ask for sanitary, whatever. She said, no, you're going to block the toilet. You're going to block the toilet. She bought me a toilet paper, so I would use a toilet paper when I have periods. I explained this to one of my teachers, my English teacher. I explained the story to her. I heard something about cancer. If you use toilet paper when you're on your periods, I don't know, you can get cancer. And then she started buying me cosmetics. Whenever she got paid, whenever she bought her stuff, she would also buy for me. I would always be grateful to her. Her name was, I don't know her first name, but it was Miss Nzimande. Okay, now when my sister started her periods, my mother, that was the first time I saw always pets. I didn't know. I saw with my sister, I would see my sister wearing this thing. I didn't even know how to put it or how to wear it. She taught my sister. I was there. She taught my sister. And then I said, hey, this woman hates me, shame. She hates me with her guts. Okay, now my sister has a baby. I should go to work because she hired a nanny. When she comes back, she would carry the baby at the back. You know, African people, we carry the baby at the back. But some countries, they carry the baby here. Or this side, I don't know. She would wash the baby's clothes. She'd buy Huggies. I didn't know Huggies until my sister had a baby. I mean, I was using the cloth nappies. Yeah, I would wash the nappies. Okay, and now one of her friends asked her. She asked, why are you doing this? I was there. Why is this unfair treatment? Why are you doing this to your children? To be honest, I don't hate my sister. I love her. We have a good relationship. I will not let my mother come between my sister and myself. I love her. She never asked for my mother to like her and not like me, or love her and not love me. It's not her fault. I love my sister. Okay, so one of her friends asked her, Uguti, hey, why are you doing this to your children? Why are you doing this? Because we saw when this one fell pregnant, we saw the treatment. But when this one fell pregnant, you became a grandmother, and like she did what grandmothers are supposed to do to the grandchildren. But she was never like that to my child. Okay. Now, the baby daddy, my sister's boyfriend, would come and visit home. Okay, I mean, I had broken up with my baby daddy, so I cannot compare. But my sister's baby daddy would come and visit home. My mother would give her, my older brother was working in another town, so he would only come back month end. So she would take her, home choice, her very expensive sheets and expensive bedding, and then give it to her, and then teach her, this is how you cook for a man. She would pretend as if she's married. She's a married person. That's how she treated the baby daddy. She would buy expensive food for the daddy because he came with the plastics, and he came and he had some money. He had not a lot of money, but he had money because he was working for a good company, still working for that company to this date. Okay, so you know what this neighbor said? He said, when you die, you must make sure that you take your child with you, because she'll never survive this world without you, because you've never taught her anything. She doesn't know anything with life. And she said, no, Pella, she's young. I have to treat her this way. But she said, no, you're not. These are both your children. Why aren't you treating them the same? Okay. She got a child in 2006. The following year, she was pregnant again. Her second child was born in 2008. That's when my mother got mad at her. She got mad, but she still hired a nanny. In 2008, again, she fell pregnant and had the third child in 2009. My mother was mad, but she still went and hired another nanny. Okay. So by this time, I was no longer living home. Let me tell you why I left home. I was out. I was working. There was a doctor that was staying a few streets away from my home. So the what you call it, the domestic worker, or housekeeper, whatever, for that doctor, she had lost her husband, so she had gone home to bury her husband. So she has asked me to take care of his boss until she comes back. So I was gone, and my son, I think, in 2000, he was about 18 months old. When I came back, he had a red eye, like it was red. I asked my sister what happened. She says my son went to my mother's bedroom. She went to my mother's bedroom. You know gentle magic, guys. You know gentle magic. Yes, she spilled my mother's gentle magic, and then my mother hit my son's head. I don't know. How do I put that in English? He hit my son against the wall. He pushed him against the wall. He was only 18 months old, 18, 19. That's the day I decided that I'm leaving. That was in 2007. I said, no, I'm leaving. You see, you can do anything, like you can do bad things to me, but to my child, I packed my stuff. I told her that I was going to my grandmother's place. I told her that I was going to go to my grandmother's place. I didn't tell her that I was... Okay, guys, I'm sitting down because you are feeling for me. I didn't tell her that I wasn't coming back. Let me put it here. Yeah, I didn't tell my mother that I wasn't coming back. I just left. From my grandmother's place, my grandmother said I should leave the child and come here in Durban to look for a job. Okay, I came to Durban.
It's Durban.
Oh, okay. Before I came here, I had to go to... Aibo, you know, some parents... So, remember I said I had two brothers whom I didn't grow up with, the older ones. Yeah. So, before I left home, I had to go to SASSA to register for social grant for my kid. Yeah. Back then, it was how much? I don't know whether it was 80 Rand or 90 Rand. Yes. So I asked my mother for money to go to town. Going to town, the return was only 14 Rand. She said she didn't have money. So one of her friends gave me the money, and then we went to town. You see, when I was in town, when I was at the SASSA office, I saw a white van, a car, driving in. Two people were lifted off the car. They were wearing hospital clothes. The other one was an old man, not very old, but maybe he was in his 50s. And the other one was young, in his 20s. I looked at him. I said, hey, his face looks familiar, the young one. I said, his face looks familiar. And then the lady, my mother's friend that had gone with her to SASSA office, she said, that's your brother, that's your older brother, the firstborn. The one of the two that she left, the one that was born in 1977, that she left at her mother-in-law's house, former mother-in-law. I started crying. He was amputated. He had only one leg, and you could see he had just been amputated. He wore a bandage, but I could see the stains of blood on the knee. He was smoking. I started crying. And this lady says, no, go and greet. I said, no, I can't. I can't. I don't want him to see me like this. Because if he sees me like this, crying like this, he's going to lose hope. No, I don't want to know. I mean, I'm not going to go. Okay. After that, I didn't greet. I didn't say anything. After we were done, and then we went home. I told my mother. I lied to her and said, I saw Puti's brother. I saw Puti in town. He said I should say hi. And my mother said, okay. And then I explained to her, Wuti, the condition he was in. She said, I lied and said, she says she's in hospital here in town. She asked you that you go and visit her. I mean, him. And then my mother said, now you're going to be getting paid SASSA grant. So how much is it going to town? I said, it's 14 Rand return. What you should use your money to go and visit him. How can you say that to your child, about your child? So I had to ask one of her friends, why, what is it? What's the beef between my mother and my older brother? Because when I told her to go visit him, she said she's not going to go. If I want to go visit my brother, I should go. Hi, Jay. No, I'm not Ethiopian. I'm from South Africa. She says, no, if you want to go visit your brother, you can go visit your brother. Yo, I felt so bad. I went to my bedroom and started crying. God, what kind of a mother is this? So I asked one of a very close friend. I asked what happened between my mother and my brother. She told me the story. She says, when my brother was 20, she says, this happened in 1997. Can you remember? Can you believe it? Now, we were in 2007 when this happened, when I met my brother. But her friend told me that in 1997, that was 10 years earlier, my brother had visited our home when we were still living with my father. Remember I said my father and my mother broke up, or they separated. Actually, they divorced. Before the divorce, my brother visited, right? So when he was leaving, my mother gave him 50 Rand. So apparently my brother wasn't happy about that. He took this 50 Rand. I don't really remember what happened, but this is what the friend says. She took this 50 Rand. She gave each of us 10 Rand, the siblings, me, myself and my siblings, 10, 10, 10, 10, right? And then he took the 10 Rand and he bought us some sweets and chips, what. And my mother heard that. She was pissed. Apparently my brother said, you don't support me, you haven't seen me in a long time, but when I visit you, you only give me 50 Rand, what's that? And then my brother got angry. That's why he gave that money to us. Okay. So apparently my mother was mad because that's what my brother did. It was 10 years later. And then I asked this auntie, what happened to my brother? Why was his leg amputated? She says that my brother, I don't know what happened. It was something with the bottle. I don't know, whatever. But then when he went to hospital, he was told that he had cancer. So they had to amputate the leg so that it doesn't spread. Something along those lines. Whew. I felt so sorry for him. I wanted to go and see him, but I didn't have money. Okay. A few weeks later, I heard my mother talking on the phone with her relative, I don't know who, but on my brother's side. She was talking and this person the phone was on loudspeaker, was telling her that my brother got amputated, was moved from that hospital to a bigger one, and the second leg was also amputated. So my brother was asking, she had asked this lady to ask my mother to go and see her. She needed to see him, sorry, he needed to apologize to my mother. My mother said, no, I'm not going there. And then I think 3 months down the line, it was around 5 o'clock in the morning. Her phone was on speaker. Most of the cases, she would take her calls on speaker. What do I call this? Her sister-in-laws, these women are married to my uncles. We call them Omalmegazi. So these are my uncle's wives. So they were all talking to my mother over the phone at the same time. Come back, your son is dead. We cannot take care of your son when she's sick. You don't even come to see your son and expect us to arrange for his burial. Come back and sit. Like in Africa, let me just say in South Africa, but I'm sure in most African traditions, when someone dies, the mother or the father have to sit down and lit candles and cover themselves with a blanket. I don't know if it's like that in other countries, but that's what happens here in South Africa. So they were asking my mother to come back. Hi, Chidex. They were asking my mother to come back. Hi, people. They were asking my mother to come back and sit by the candles for her son. How? My brother has passed on. Yo, I felt so bad. I cried. But I didn't want to see my mother cry. I didn't want my mother to see me cry. She didn't even share a tear. She didn't cry. I know that she went with my other older brother, my late brother also. They went to the funeral and then they came back. So that's where I understood what type of person she is. Her child died on a hospital bed, begging for her, begging strangers when they went into hospital to, do you know my mother? She would give my mother's name to them. Some knew my mother because I come from a very small town. Some would know my mother. He would say, please ask my mother to come and see me. I'm in pain. She never, for a second, went to see my brother until he died. Until my brother died. What kind of a mother is that? What kind of a mother is that? That's where I saw her true colors. Said this woman never took care of these other two kids. She never went to visit them on Christmas. She never bought school clothes. She never did nothing. She never sent money. She only concentrated on us, the four of us. I remember this other time when I was still young. I don't know whether they had a fight, but I think they had a fight with I think I was around the age of 6 or 7 years old. She had a fight with the husband, the second husband. You know what she did? She took her other children, the children that belonged to this man. She took those children and she went home to her home and she left me with this man. Till this day, I'm asking myself, why did she leave me with this man? I didn't know then that this wasn't my real father. But she had audacity to leave me with this man. Was she asking this man to rape me or to molest me? Honestly, I don't know. But nothing happened. This man had to take me with him to his hometown to spend Christmas holidays with. Yeah, see, when I think about that now that I'm old enough, I'm thinking, what was this woman thinking? Leaving me with this man, taking this man's children with her, leaving me, knowing very well that this is not my real father, this is not my biological father. But she did. But nothing happened. That man never touched me or anything. I would be lying. He treated me very well, except for the day when he threw me out and said I should go to my father. That was the only time. But otherwise, she was very good. I still call her dad to this date. He's still alive. So I left home. I came here in Durban, right? That was in 2007. So now I have two homes. I have my mother's home and my grandmother's home. So now that I had taken my child from my mother, I had taken my child from my mother and I left my child with my grandmother. I think I stayed for about 6 or 7 months. I received a call that my grandmother had stroke. So she couldn't take care of my son. So I had to go back, fetch my son, and take him back to my mother's house. But fortunate enough, she did welcome my son back. Thank you, Jay. My mother welcomed my son back with warm hands. I don't know if they were warm or what. Hey guys. Time went on. And I was stupid enough to fall pregnant again. So in 2008, I fell pregnant with this one. The one that was standing here. The one that I was talking to. My 16-year-old. I fell pregnant and then I gave birth in May of 2009. Oh, before I gave birth, what happened? Yeah, okay, I gave birth. And now remember, I was visiting, my child was living with my mother. So I had to send money. I didn't have an issue with sending her money because I was working. I had to send her money. And every month end, I would go home. I would go and visit my son. So because I was working Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So I had to go home on Saturday after work and then come back Saturday evening. One day I received a call from my grandmother. She says, because it's month end now, she knows that I'm going to be going home to my mother's place. She says, please don't go to your mother's place. I need to talk to you. Come to my place, to my house. I was a bit pissed. I said, but Granny, you know what, I have to see my son. I only have 1 day to see my son. So how do you expect me to go and to my mother's place? To go to your place and not visit my son and wait for another month before I can see my son. She just said, I'm not asking you. I'm telling you to come here tomorrow. As pissed as I was, I agreed. I complied. The following day, I went home. Oh, remember I said my child was with my mother. When the taxi stopped, there's my son. How did this one come here now? I went inside. You know what my grandma said? She said, I'm not going to tell you a lot. People talk. You will hear. People will tell you. I don't have strength to tell you what happened to your child, but I'm glad that he's alive. But people talk. You will know. They will tell you. That's what she said. All she told me was she had received a call. My grandmother and my mother used to be friends because remember I said they were working for the same company. She said, I received a call from one of the ladies that works with your mother that happens to be a neighbor, your mother's neighbor. She said that I must come and fetch your child before the child dies. She didn't want to explain further. That's what she said. And then she sent someone to come and fetch the child, and here is the child. Okay. I had so many questions, but I had no one to answer those questions. I think 3 or 4 months I was at home. I was coming from my grandmother's house, coming back to Durban. I met this lady that had called my grandmother. She says, I asked her, hey, what happened really? She says, I don't know if I should tell you this or not. Oh, before that, sorry, when I used to visit my mother, when my son used to live with my mother, they were living in a 3-bedroom house, right? It was my mother's bedroom, our bedroom, and the small bedroom was my brother's. We gave them the small bedroom because they were never at home. They were working in other towns. So when it was time for us to go to bed, so obviously I went to our bedroom, my sister's and myself's bedroom, and we're supposed to share this bedroom with our kids. My kid, I only had one child at the time, and I see he was 4. He was 4 years old. I saw him taking a sponge. It was like the mattress, the thin mattress. It was outside, and the blankets were outside. I don't know why his blankets were outside, and I thought maybe he had peed on himself. I don't know. So at the age of 4, he took his stuff and a passage, the passage. I don't know what you guys call a passage, but he was sleeping at the passage. Everyone else was sleeping in the bedroom except for him. Haibo. I asked my sister, why is he sleeping a passage while everybody else is? My sister already had how many kids then? She already had 2. I had 1 child. And in our bedroom, she was staying by herself. There were 2 beds. And I'm asking, why is my son not sleeping in the bedroom? They said, meaning that he pees on himself. So he smells most of the time. Hey, boo. I asked him to come and sleep with me. Okay. Guys, he was sleeping in a very thin mattress with 1 blanket. It was winter, and it's very cold to sleep a passage. Okay. I didn't want to discuss this with my mother. African parents, you can never discuss anything with them. They will always think that you are attacking them. They will call the family meeting. Hey, Ban is. I didn't want that drama. To this day, my mother she would be lying if you'd say I've ever confronted her with anything. I've never been disrespectful to her. I've never been. If my sister or whoever was here, they would tell you, I respect my mother. I might not like her, but I respect her. She's my mother at the end of the day. Okay. So again, now my child now is at my grandmother's place. So I met this woman who had called my father, my grandmother. So I asked her what happened. She says, first of all, my child was the eldest, but she was 4. She was supposed to be attending preschool, but he wasn't. I was sending money, 700 rand every month. It was a lot of money back then. He wasn't attending preschool, but my sister's child, the one that is 1 year younger than mine, my child, she was attending preschool in town, at a white school in town. There was a local preschool which costed only 40 rand a month. 40 rand from the 700 rand that I send a month. It cost 40 rand. But my mother would pay for my sister's child to attend a white preschool, white people's preschool, and she would pay her transport money, because she would, we called them omalume. There was a taxi that would take the children in my area that were schooling in town. What they would do after omalume has come and fetched my sister's child, they would lock the doors. And my child would stay outside until my sister's child come back from home. Okay. Now this lady here tells me that on this fateful day, she says she was, because her shift started at 7. So she would walk to work. She worked with my mother. She would walk to work. She was like, she would pass she was my neighbor. She would pass my home on her way to work. She says on this particular day, she sees my son's mattress, the one that I was referring to, and her blankets. They were outside the veranda. What do you call it? Porch. We call it a porch? I don't know, but we call it a veranda. How? And she says, I was thinking, what's how? Why did they leave his blankets outside? Everybody in the neighborhood knew that my son was sleeping in the passage. He didn't sleep in the bedroom. She says when I got closer, I saw a small hand. Guys, it's July. South Africa is like I remember I said South Africa is not very cold, but some parts of South Africa are very cold. Like in my area, I'm originally from Harding, next to Coxted. Sometimes you experience, not in Harding, but in Coxted, snow. So my child was sleeping outside on a July night. My 4-year-old was sleeping outside on a July night. I will never forget my mother for that. I'm sorry.
What's your name?
I'm sorry, guys. You know, I don't like talking about this because it breaks my heart so bad. I don't like my mother. I don't hate her, but I don't like her. She's put me through a lot of pain my entire life. I couldn't wait to matriculate and go and find a job and leave her. I couldn't wait. No matter what I did, I always did stuff to impress her. I was never good enough to her. I was never. She didn't even like my kids. She doesn't even know how many kids I have. She doesn't. She only knows the eldest one because I was still at home when I got him. She doesn't know how many kids I have. Or she does know the second one too. But she's not sure how many kids I have. I don't like her. I cannot say I hate her, but I don't like her. I don't want her in my life. I don't want her anywhere near my children. I'm not okay, but I will be. So this lady tells me that my son spent a night outside. I don't know if this is what the first time or this was usual for her, for my mother to lock my son outside. So, and this lady says, no, we gathered as women and then we decided now this child is going to die or she's going to end up missing because my mother didn't care. My mother just didn't care. So that's how he got from my mother's place. Yeah, that's how he got from my mother's place to. Okay, this lady says now she sees this small hand, and then she went closer. She thought my son was dead. She felt the hand; it was cold to the touch, and then she started. She removed the blankets and saw that it was him, and then immediately she knocked at the door. He was sleeping in front of the kitchen door, and then she started knocking at the door. And my mother was already awake because she was preparing to go to work. She was in the kitchen. She didn't even bother to open the door and check. And then she says she asked my mother, why is my son sleeping outside? And my mother said she doesn't open the door for someone who's not at home after 6 p.m. Guys, we are talking about a 4-year-old. We're not talking about a teenager here. We're talking about a 4-year-old. She said no, she doesn't open the door for someone who's not at home by 6 p.m. That's why my child slept outside. Yo, guys, you don't understand. You know, a person can like do hateful things to you when as a mother or a parent or whatever. You can survive that, but once they start doing that stuff to your children, it's end of story. I mean, I don't like her. I don't like my mother. I don't like her. But I don't hate her, but I don't like her. She means nothing to me. Okay. So, now my son was staying at these things. Okay. Yeah, that was in 2007. And then, 2008, I believe, before I had my second child. So in 2009, my son is staying with my grandmother. 2009, I had the second child, the one that was here. Okay. So I was visiting my grandmother, and she told me that my mother is sick. She's in hospital. She collapsed at work. Okay, I was like, okay. I didn't feel anything, but I said, okay. She said, no, you can't just say, okay, you have to go and visit your mother. I said, no, Granny, no, I can't. She said, you have to. You don't know. Maybe she wants to talk to you. Maybe she's going to die. What if she wants to see you before she dies? Maybe she wants to ask for forgiveness. I said, no, I'm not going there. Then she forced me. And then I said, okay, I am going. And I went. When I arrived at home, she was not there. Obviously, she was in hospital. I think I stayed there for 9 days. There was a nanny. Remember, I said she hired nannies for my sister's children. So there was a nanny and my sister's children. I think there were 3 at the time. Yeah, there were 3. The third born was my son's age, my younger son's age. And you know what this lady says to me? She said, why does she, it was her first time seeing me, but the question she asked me, she said, why does your mother hate you so much? She had never met me before. I didn't want to know what is it that my mother said to her, but I knew that it was very bad. It's something I didn't want to hear. I didn't want to spoil my day. I just said, she just hates me. I don't know why. You know, guys, you know what? Why my conclusion, the conclusion that I came to as to the reason why she hates me, because I'm the reason she's a divorcee today. I'm the reason her husband left her, because apparently, according to what I hear, when remember I said she separated from her husband in 1997, 98. Apparently, one of her friends told me that the husband had discovered. He not that he had discovered, he has always been suspicious that I wasn't his. And then until somebody confirmed it and showed him proof, I don't know what proof it was, but showed him proof that I wasn't his child. So that's why they separated. So that's the reason why she hates me, because she doesn't have a husband today because of me. I don't know how. How is that my fault? Okay, now so I went to her house and I waited for her. I think I stayed there for 9 days, and then she was released. Do you call the person? Do you say a person's released from hospital? I don't know. She came back from hospital. Hi, Jay. She came back from hospital. She was in a bad condition. Shame. She had sores all over her mouth, like they were coming from inside. She had sores here, but I didn't feel any pain or shame for her. No, I didn't. She came in and she greeted, and then I dished up for her some food. And she said no, she can't eat. I remember she couldn't eat, honestly, because she had sores around her mouth. And then I asked her if I should cook a porridge for her. She said no, she was gonna do it herself. Okay, she got up. She was so weak, but she got up and started cooking. Before she went to hospital, I had asked for her documents because I had applied for a bursary from the municipality. So I had been, like, I got the bursary. So I wanted to share that with her. I told her that, hey, I got the bursary from the municipality, blah, 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 blah. She said, I don't care. That's what she said. I don't care. Why are you telling me that? I don't care. That's the day she said to me, you are lucky that you were born in the 80s, because had I gotten pregnant with you now in the year 2000s, I would have aborted you. These were exactly her words. She said, you'd be crying in the sewage. She said in Xhosa, she's in Xhosa. She said, wena ngabulile sikamkokweni, you'd be crying in the sewage because I'd get rid of you. I don't know what I had done to her, but she was already pissed seeing me there at her house. Jay, please don't cry. She was already pissed. That's the day that I decided, no, I'm going to leave. I'm going. And I'm going forever, for good. I'm not returning to this place anymore. I didn't have a cell phone. I couldn't call my grandmother to tell her, I didn't want to come here in the first place. You are the one who forced me to come here. Now this is what I'm getting, the treatment that I'm getting. The following day, I bathed my child, myself, gone. Went back to my grandmother's place, and I narrated the story to her. She wasn't surprised, but she said sorry. She didn't think it was going to be that bad. Okay. I think now that was in 2010, I think. I don't know. Okay. Years went by. I didn't visit her. Years went by. I didn't care whether she was alive or sick or whatever. I didn't care. Apparently, she recovered from whatever sickness she was. And then in 2007, I was at work. I hadn't seen her in, I think, 7 years, because I think the last time I had seen her, it was in 2010 when she did what she did, and then I packed my stuff and left the following day. In 2007, I received the news that my brother had passed on. The my older brother, the one that I come after, yes, he had passed on. How? And then my sister, my younger sister, this is what she told me happened. My brother was working as a mechanical engineer in Pietermaritzburg, in one of the, this company called Bell Equipment. He was a mechanic there. He was working for Bell Equipment, earning a great money, making a good salary, making a good money. Okay, good, whatever. This is what they say happened. He felt ill. Same morning he was supposed to report for work. He felt ill. He was bleeding through his ears and through his... He was bleeding. So he went to the doctor that day and then went to work to submit the doctor's notes and came back to his place. His girlfriend had visited him from Matatiel, from another city, it's the town, it's not a city. So instead of driving to my mother's house, they drove past home to the girlfriend's house, to another town. We live in Harding. I think from my town to the girlfriend's town, maybe it's 2 hours or 2.5 hours, I don't know. I've never been there, but it's not very far. Okay. So apparently the girlfriend contacted my mother when they got home at the girlfriend's place. She contacted my mother and told him that my brother is sick. And my mother asked what was the reason. She said when he got up this morning, he was bleeding through his ears and through his private parts. And he said, and then she says they took him to the doctor and then he submitted a doctor's note or doctor's certificate at work, and then they were at the girlfriend's place. And then my mother said, no, you must take him to the hospital. And then around 7 p.m., they took him to the hospital. I remember it was on the 24th of May of 2017. They took him to the hospital. And when he got to the hospital, he was admitted. And then the girlfriend and her sister, they left. So they called my mother and then they told her, no, he's being admitted. They'll come back tomorrow to check on him. Okay. So apparently my mother, I don't know, being a mother, at 4 in the morning, I believe my mother wasn't sleeping. At 4 in the morning, she started calling my brother's phone. It was ringing with no answer. She started calling. It was ringing with no answer. And then at around 5:30, she asked my sister, my younger sister, to make the call, the phone still rang. And then she asked my sister to call the girlfriend's phone. The girlfriend answered and gave the phone to her sister. And then my sister asked, but what's happening? My mother has been calling my brother since 4 a.m. There's no answer. And then the girlfriend started crying. But what's the issue? Apparently, my brother passed on at 4 a.m. when my mother was calling him. That's when he died. Okay, it was sad. Okay, so he died within 24 hours because the previous day he was at the doctor's office and then the next morning he was gone. Okay, so I had to go and attend my brother's funeral at home. Now they were no longer living at the old address. My brother had built my mother a new house because she was going to retire that year. She was going to turn 60 in 2017. So my brother had built my mother a house somewhere else. Okay, so I went to the new house. Apparently my brother had just finished building the house. It wasn't like opened yet. We only started using the house on my brother's funeral. He never got to sleep in that house, not a single night. Okay, now this is the story again. This is what happened at the funeral. My mother was crying and praying. She was saying, God, out of all my children, why did you take Sipho? His name was Sipho. Why did you take Sipho? And myself and my other two siblings, we opened our eyes and looked at each other. Aibo, she's asking, why did God take Sipho away from him? Who was God supposed to take? Okay, I'm sad that my brother is gone, but who was God supposed to take? Obviously me. I'm sure she was asking inside deep down, God, why didn't you take Nonigo? Why? Why did you take my favorite Sipho? And Sipho wasn't actually her favorite when we were growing up. He only became, their favorite was my sister. He only became his favorite when he started working and earning good money. Okay. Now, on the, what do you call this? He was supposed to be buried the following day. So the night before the burial, I was talking with my uncle's wife outside. She was washing my uncle's shirt. I'm telling you about a story. I'll narrate this story to you guys one day. But it was a story about a teacher who killed 8 members of her family because she had to cash out insurance money. I'm sorry, it's getting cold. I'm closing the window. I will tell you that story. It's a story for another day. So I'm talking to my uncle's wife outside. Now my mother heard me saying, this is what this lady did. She told her I'm talking about the lady who killed her whole family. She was talking to her younger sister. She said, there are people that are going to be coming here midnight. This was going to be done in the New Year's Eve. There are people that are going to come here midnight. Please make sure that you take my son and go sleep at this particular bedroom. They will not come there. She says now, my mother says, oh, okay, she was going outside. I don't know what she was doing outside. When she went back inside, she heard me saying that there are people that are going to be coming midnight. They're going to kill everyone here. So she thinks that I'm the one who's saying that. She quickly goes in and calls a family meeting. And fortunate enough, my wife's uncle was part of that meeting. I wasn't part of that meeting. It was only elders. And then she after the meeting, my uncle's wife calls me. She says, your mother, hey, shame, your mother is some, I don't know. She says, when you were telling me about this story of the teacher who killed her family, your mother says that you have hired hitmen. You have hired hitmen. People must be careful. There are hitmen coming midnight to kill all of us. And then she says, if it wasn't for me, I told them, I said, no, Sissy, this child was narrating me a story. It's not her who said who's going to hire people. Why would she tell me that she had hired people to come and kill us? And my mother said, oh, I didn't hear well, but I thought she was saying she had hired hitmen. And my uncle's wife said, why would she tell me that she had hired hitmen to come and kill? She said, no, I don't trust her. She's stayed in big cities for a very long time. I no longer trust her. Okay. So the funeral was over. And then I came back. I haven't been back there and until this day. I'm not going back. Last year, December, around this time, she called me and asked for some money for New Year's Eve. They didn't have, they wanted to buy some meat for New Year's Eve. I didn't send her any money. Actually, I didn't answer her phone. My sister told me that my mother was going to call you. Mommy was going to call you and ask for money, what. I said, okay. I said to my sister I was going to answer the phone. I didn't. I just looked at it. I didn't even have her number. But I thought that was her calling. And then my sister called me after my mother called. They said, she's calling you. Please answer your phone. I said, okay, I'm going to answer it. And then she called again. I didn't answer. I just looked at it. I didn't answer. So, guys, that's my story. That's the relationship that I have with my mother. I don't know whether I do have one or I don't, but I don't have any relationship with her. I do not have any relationship with her, and I don't wish for any relationship with her. So now, let me read some comments. Let me read some comments. Guys, please do not forget to subscribe. Oh. Mm. Yeah. I didn't. How? Malefane, you also went through the same. Ish. I'm so sorry to hear that. Hmm. Thank you guys for the kind words. Mm. Yeah, right. I try by all means to like live in the present and forget about my past. I don't want to be defined by it. Oh, Jay, thank you so much, Jay. Thank you guys. I feel better now. Bright, you see, let me tell you something. In 2018, I registered. Guys, let me take a coat. I'm getting cold. Okay, I know. Hamsan. Guys, please don't mind me. I know this thing doesn't fit, doesn't go well with what I'm wearing, but I'm feeling cold. I don't have anything else to wear. So, what I was saying, in 2018, I registered at UNISA. Guys, in 2018, I registered at UNISA. Let me quickly tell you the story. And my sister told my mother. My sister told my mother that I had registered to study law through UNISA, the University of South Africa. You know what she said? Who does she think she is? That's me. Who do I think I am to study law? You know what? Hey, when times were getting tough, whenever I was thinking of giving up because law is very difficult, whenever I was thinking of giving up, I thought about her and said she was going to rejoice. If I give up now, she was going to rejoice. She's going to rejoice. So I kept on pushing and pushing. And guess what? I graduated in October of this year. It took me very long, but eventually I graduated. And I told my sister to show, I sent her my sister. Okay, my sister was at my graduation. I told her to show my mother my pictures. Guess what she said? Oh, I knew she was going to do it. She's forgotten that she said, when I started, who did I think I was? I hadn't forgotten. Anyway, I don't care. She's a nobody to me. I'm ready, Bright. I'm ready. And life is lifing, shame. God is good to me. Malefane, what does your mother say? Like, what did your mother say? Maybe that wasn't your father. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. No, the father of this, as soon as you give, that one only came back when the child was 14 years old. He only came back when the child was 14 years old. He was nowhere to be seen the entire 14 years. Now my child is now 20. Thank you, Jay. Yeah. I will tell you about the story of this lady who killed 8 family members. I'm gonna narrate that to you on my next live. When tomorrow, guys? Do you want me to tell you the story tomorrow? I know, Marcus. I know. I'm from South Africa, in KwaZulu Natal. I'm gonna tell you a story about this lady who killed 8 family members. Nevion, thank you so much. Merry Christmas to you too. No, I completed my studies. I'm now a law graduate. Thank you, Pumeza. Ngiyabonga kakhulu mfowethu. Thank you for the kind words. Yeah, I have a family in you guys. So would you like for me to share this story today of the lady who killed 8 family members? Would you like for me to share it today or tomorrow? Thank you, delicious. Delicious. Yes, I have a family in you. I always tell my friends around time where I need to start my live stream. They will say, can we call you? Have you already started your live streaming? Guys, I love you so much. Thank you for the support and the kind words. Thank you, Delicious. Did you also graduate from a law school, or what is it that you were doing? Congratulations. Hi, Sbusiso. Guys, let me narrate the story, man. Ish, what time is it? It's 3. I still have to cook. I still have another hour. Let me narrate the story. Yeah, ne? No, it's fine. It's not my story. I can share it anytime. It's not my story. Guys, I feel better now. Hey, my light is very weak. I feel better now. Okay. Docas. Guys, let me tell you a story, ne? This took place in... Yeah, and I'm going to share this story before I leave, before I end this live stream. This happened in 1999. Some of you were not even born. Thank you to my new subscribers. Welcome to the family. Thank you so much. Truly, I appreciate you guys. Oh, yeah. Yes, it was a very long path. It's a very long road or journey, guys. But nothing is possible in life. Nothing is impossible in life. Everything is possible in life. I've told myself that, and I'll always tell myself that everything is possible in life. You can be anything you want to be. Anything. I mean anything. Well, you are the... Just a second. Okay. Guys. Hello, Glenn. Whoo, I'm 50. I'm sorry, I'm 40 years old. Okay, I feel hot now. I'm 40 years old. I almost said I'm 50. I'm almost 50. Next year, January, February, I'm going to be turning 40. Hi, Race, Fidel. How are you? Oh, I feel better now, guys. Yo, thank you for listening to my story. Yo, I feel better. Listen, gay. Now, this story took place in 1999. Some of you were not born. This lady here, she was a teacher. She wasn't from my country. Sorry, she wasn't from my town. She was from another town. So she had just found a job in my country, in my town. And not that she has just, maybe I had known her in 1990. I think she came to my town in 1996. So in 1999, she was living all by herself, and she gave birth to a child. She had given birth to a child in 1998, her firstborn child, her only child. Okay. So in 1999, when she on the New Year's Eve of 1999, apparently, where do I start? On the New Year's Eve of 1999, we were watching the news, and we saw her talking on the SAPC 1. I don't know what it was called back then. She was talking on the news, crying. That's some men, 3 or 4 men came to her house and they unalived 8 of her family members, including her mother and father. And there was a neighbor also that was visiting because they were going to be celebrating New Year's Eve together. Okay. Please do subscribe. To those who have not subscribed yet, guys, please do subscribe. We're on a road to 200 subscribers. Thank you. I appreciate your support. Okay, so we saw her on the news. She was crying. Hey, some men came and then they attacked us. They ended up killing 8 of my family members. Okay. So when she came back in January, she came back with her younger sister, who was my age. I was 14 then. She came back with a 14-year-old and another brother of hers who was 19 at the time. Okay, we attended the same school with her siblings. We attended the same school. I was in grade 8. So everyone was talking about this story. Yo, hey, what happened there? Hey, it was like everyone was sympathizing with her. Years went by. We graduated high school, and then her siblings went. They left our town and they went back home. So in 2012, I was visiting one of my aunties in town, who is a friend of this lady, of this teacher lady. And then if we haven't been seen each other in a long time, you'd ask, oh, what happened to so and so? She would tell me, and then what happened to so and so? I asked her about this lady. Hi, what happened to Miss so and so? She says, yo, that one is in jail. Haibu, what happened? She asked me, do you remember the story that happened in 1999 about her parents and her family, what? I said, yeah, I remember that. I was old enough to remember. She said, yes. Now, this is what happened. Her younger sister, the one that I said she was my age, she called my auntie, who is a teacher at the same school as the older sister. They also happen to be friends. So the younger sister calls my auntie. She says, can we please meet somewhere remote, like very remote? Please do not tell anyone that you are coming to meet me. Please do not tell my sister that you are coming to meet me. I don't want her to know. There's something that I need to discuss with you, that I need to tell you. Here, auntie says, Aibu, this is a strange request from this child, but anyway, she's not a very dangerous person. I'm going to go and meet her. She went. And then this is when she spills the beans. She says, remember what happened to my parents in 1999 and my siblings? And my auntie says, yes, I remember. She says, my sister earlier on that day told me that there are some men that are going to be coming here midnight. They are coming to kill everyone. I mustn't tell anybody. I must, at around 10 to 5 to 12, I must go to a certain bedroom and lock myself in there with her. I think her baby was 4 or 5 months old back then, this lady's baby. And then she says, okay, that's what I did. I took the baby and then we locked ourselves in the bedroom where we were told to lock ourselves in. And then right at 12 o'clock, I heard the cars parking on the street. And then I started hearing gunfires. And then she says that went on for about 2 to 3 minutes. And then it went quiet. And then because her sister had instructed her not to leave the bedroom until she comes and knock and to tell her that it's safe for her to leave the bedroom. She says, I then waited for her to come and fetch me, and then her sister eventually came and fetched her from the bedroom. And then she says it was bloody everywhere. Everyone was lying in a pool of blood. I'm 40 years old. She says everyone was lying in a pool of blood. She says, hey, you know what I saw that night? I would never forget. I sometimes have nightmares. I dream about that. Okay. She said she had kept quiet about this and didn't want to talk about it because her sister had told her that if you share this information with anyone, you will be next. Okay. Now, apparently, the municipality took care of the burial costs, and she had her family members. I don't know whether she collected, I don't know, 6 million or whatever. She collected a lot of money from those dead mothers. Okay. Now, she says the reason why she's talking now, because my aunt is asking, why now? Why have you decided to speak out? She says, do you remember, apparently this teacher, the crook one, she took her cousin, disabled child, who is a girl. She took her in with them, with her and this her younger sister. Now this girl my age, she says to my auntie, the reason why I'm talking, you remember a few weeks back, this child went missing, the disabled baby girl. She went missing and she was found dead at a sports ground near a school where they live. And my auntie says, yes, I remember. She says, earlier, on the day she disappeared, I was asleep, and then I heard voices talking because they were sleeping in the kitchen because they were staying at a rented house. It was a 2-room, not 2-bedroom, but 2-room. So they were sleeping in the kitchen, and the teacher, the sister who's the teacher, was sleeping in the bedroom. So this girl and the disabled child, who was about 14 years old, were sleeping in the kitchen. So this one says she hear voices of men talking with her sister outside. The door was slightly open, but the lights were off in the kitchen. She says she heard the voices, but she was like half asleep. She continued to sleep, but she noticed that the disabled girl was not on her bed, but she thought maybe she was gone to the toilet. I don't know how she was disabled, but I was told that she was disabled. She thought that, no, she was in bed. She thought she was in the bathroom. Okay. In the morning, when she gets up, this girl is still not back. And then she goes to her sister and asks her, do you know where so-and-so is? She says, no, I don't. She also acts surprised. And then they started looking and looking and looking, and then eventually they went to report the matter to the police. Within a few hours of searching, they found the body of this young girl. Apparently she was molested. And then now she says she suspects that her sister gave this child to these men who did this to her. No, I don't have a boyfriend. She says she suspects that this child was given to these men by her older sister. She says she doesn't have proof, but now she wants to go to the police. She's scared of her sister, that she might, if she speaks. Okay. Apparently, she inherited, not she inherited, but she claimed about 500,000 rand of policy, whatever, from the death of this little girl. So now my auntie went to the police with this young lady. They reported the matter, and her sister was arrested. You know what she said what people say when what she said when the police came to arrest her? They say she laughed and said, "What took you so long? I was right under your nose. What took you so long?" The father of her baby, she wasn't married. The father of her baby was arrested the previous year because he had unalived his wife. He has butchered his wife too. So both of them are in jail. They are both serving life sentences. She left her child. How old was her child by then? 99, 2000, 2001, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 12. He was about 14 years old when she got arrested. Yeah. So that was the story. She murdered, she had 8 of her family members plus a neighbor murdered, and she collected insurance money for all of them. I don't know how much she collected, but it was millions. Yeah, it's very bad. It's very bad. She was only arrested in 2010 for the crime. I'm a South African. She was arrested in 2010 for the crime she committed in 1999. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Hi, Glenn. I'm 40 years old. Yo, guys, you know, whenever you say I look young, I get so excited. Thank you for the compliments. No, I don't have a boyfriend. Hi, Pendulo. How are you doing, sir? Yeah. My next live is tomorrow, same time. I think at around 1 p.m. South African time. Apparently, someone told me that that's no longer allowed. Like, you cannot take out insurance for someone without their consent now. That's what I heard. I don't know how much true that is. But honestly, it should be that way, because people are still gonna die. Innocent people are still gonna lose their lives. Yeah. Hi, Keith. How have you been? How are you doing today? Pendulo, are you subscribed? Are you answering to that question? I hope you are subscribed. Guys, thank you so much for the support, for the kind words. You are truly my second family. I feel lighter now that I've shared my story. I feel lighter. Guys, I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm working. I like my life. And the future looks very bright. The future looks very bright. I've just started my tech journey, working as it's tier 1 help desk. It's not a big thing. It's not very huge, but for me it's very big. I've always wanted to work in IT. That's huge for me. I know people are gonna ask how you just graduated at a law school. My passion is in tech. My passion is in tech. So yeah. Thank you, Pendula. Thank you. You guys just made my day, yo. I know. I know, Marcus. That's November. Oh, in Bayville, 1st November, 1989. What happened in Bayville, 1st of November? Kid. Guys, I've been with you for 2 hours. I don't mind. I can even spend another 24 hours with you. I don't mind. My ear is blocked. Oh. Life. You know, during holidays, people like go and visit mostly here in South Africa, most people during this time of the year, they go back to their homelands. I don't. My grandmother passed away in 2017. I don't. And people like be wondering why would you like to remain here when no one is here? But I am here. I'm happy. I don't need anyone to. I don't have any void. I don't need anyone to make me feel happy. I'm happy. I'm here. I don't mind staying behind all by myself when everyone has their bags and are leaving, going home. I don't feel it. I don't feel bad at all. I'm okay with that. I don't want to be in my mother's presence. I do not want to go to her house. I don't. Now, my son, my elder son, last year he wanted to go to my mother's place, and I told him I don't want him there. He's now asking questions why. I do not want to share that with him, and I do not want him to know the story behind. I don't want him to start hating that woman. I don't. But I don't know what to say, but I just tell him, good to know. Just accept that I don't want you to go there. I don't want you to have a relationship with her. I don't. Yeah. So that's it. That's just about it. It's blocked because I was crying. It's blocked. Hi Ruth. How are you doing today, Ruth? Guys, I'm gonna end this live chat now. I thank you so much. I'm gonna be live again tomorrow. Do you have any questions before I leave? Angola. It's for the very first time I'm joined by someone from Angola. How's Angola today? Exactly. So he has stopped asking me questions now. He can see I do not want to talk about this thing, and I stand by my words. I do not want him going to that woman's house. no. He might poison my sign. I don't trust her. Let me try. Kid, it worked. Thank you. Thank you. I know you guys. I know you love me. I love you too. I love you guys. I love you and I mean it. Thank you guys. You are in UK, but you are from Uganda. Let me see. Are you the one who said you're from Uganda? Angola, sorry, Angola. Hey. Namibia. 13-year-old. Why are you saying 13-year-old? Gabriel, thank you. Thank you, kid. Nigeria. I always have my Nigerian friends on my live stream all the time. Is there war in Angola? Haibo. Is there war in Angola? Is it? I didn't know. But guys, are you safe? Are you safe? Hey. "13 years. I didn't know. Bye, kids. Thank you for joining my live stream. Hope to see you on my next live stream. Guys, those who haven't subscribed, please do not forget to subscribe. Hi, Milk. 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 Hi, Milk. Or are you saying you are 13 years old? Ruth, are you saying that you are 13 years old? How are you doing, Milk? Oh, you are 55. So the war has been going on for 27 years. Milk. Milk, are you 70 years old? I delicious. I've never heard of any war in Angola. Oh, Milk. I'm happy to have you here. Someone your age, very matured. Hopefully one day you will share some wisdom with us, younger generation. Oh, wow. Swiss is in Europe, right? What looks scary now? Is this a real person or AI looks so scary? Please, come on, I don't look scary. I'm a real person and I don't look scary. How? I'm not an AI. I'm a human being and I don't look scary. What looks scary? Is it my hair? What, my earrings or how I'm dressed? What looks scary? I'm from South Africa. Ruth, I have to Google this war. Honestly, I didn't know about it. I'm gonna have to Google it. Okay, I see. Guys, let me love and leave you. Thank you for your time. Thank you for hanging around with me. Thank you for listening to my story. Hi, Kemarel. How are you doing today? How are you doing today? Guys, those who have just joined in, thank you for joining my live stream. Welcome. I'm coming back just now. I'm still here. No, I've never. Haibo. South Africa. Are you also including South Africa? What type of war is this? Thank you, Ruiz. I'll do that. Eh. No, I haven't seen that movie. I haven't. Thank you, Kemarel. Thank you. Mm. Now, guys, thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. Yo. Ruiz, Madam Lawyer. That's my middle name, man. That's my middle name. Thank you. I'll be careful. I'm from South Africa, darling. Africa, South Africa. How come our country doesn't have a name? I hear that it used to be called Zaire or Zaire. Why? How come? We know there's Northern Africa, there's South Africa, there's whatever Africa. Why do we not have a name like other countries? Okay, guys. I love you. I'm going to see you on... Okay, let me stay a bit. Let me stay for a little bit. Let me stay for a little bit. What am I going to eat? How do I look? Thank you. Queen, I'm sorry. Marcus, are you still here? How's your morning going? It's no longer a morning now. It should be what? What time is it there again in Tennessee? Here it's 15:43 now. No, I'm not married and I'm not dating. Oh, thank you for sticking around. What time is it in Tennessee? It's still the morning. Oh, it's 15:43 here. I'm so glad I'm off duty, you. I'm glad you. 10 p.m. and cloudy. It's raining now. It started raining now. Yeah. It wasn't raining, but it started. Yo, I'm so lazy to cook. Coco, please subscribe to my channel. Please. Thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. Pleasure. Pleasure is all mine. People say I have long nails. Not nails, fingers. Long, thin fingers.
Ma, any so many apple, you will need
Marlene.
506.
Oh God.
ngisuke manje ngidinga documents thing mawufuna
Big
ukuyilukisa
documents.
noma ufuna withdrawal noma yini uyikhipha kuleyo app uyifaka kwenye ibag noma uyikhipha ngenza ishango khona ama options maningi i-wallet noma yini
PayPal.
hayi PayPal awukho PayPal nje i-app uyogembula yini lento le hayi Hollywood ayibhetho yini
leyo ibiza ngesigaba lesizulu shezi ngazi wale ngayibona lapho shezi shezi
hayi shezi yini kama le app wena ngikhohliwe ma kodwa nami ngibona abantu bayisebenzisa page yeah ngisebenzisa yona
phela bazofuna ama documents akho haya wami
phela wena phela umdala wena uzosebenzisa zakhe izinto uze ngiyikhiphe
kanti uregister ngobani lapha
ngabani ngayithatha ID Facebook ngafaka lapha ID number
yomuntu oyithathe uba
sizo mkhizi
so phinde sikhulume
okay yonto
oh, you're in the Philippines. Okay. Guys, thank you so much for joining my live stream. I really appreciate your support, each and every one of you. I appreciate you. I have to love and leave you. For now, goodbye. Let's meet again tomorrow at 1 p.m. South African time. I'm going to be live again tomorrow. Okay. Peace.